Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to my RPG News Roundup, this time for April 20th, 2024, where each week I take a look back at the week in tabletop, computer, and console role-playing game news and bring you the highlights. As always, we'll start with computer and console role-playing game news. Hammerwatch 2 will be getting a release on consoles targeting the Xbox Series X/S and the PlayStation 4 on April 23rd, 2024. It has already been available on the PC for a while now, as well as the PS5 and the Switch since last year. Hammerwatch 2 is an action RPG sequel to Hammerwatch that has you playing with 5 character classes and has support for both solo and co-op play. Pardon the yawning, I'm still waking up. Remnant 2 is getting a new DLC called The Forgotten Kingdom, and it will launch on April 23rd as well, targeting the PC, PS5, Xbox Series X/S. It will also be available in a bundle. The DLC will have the players attempting to uncover the secrets of a lost tribe and include a new archetype, several dungeons, new enemies, new items, new characters, and so on. Starcrawler Chimera is set to get a full release on May 13th. It has been in early access for a few years now. It is a first-person turn-based cyberpunk RPG where you can customize your skills to head into the Chimera complex. It includes tactical turn-based combat, procedurally generated floors, many abilities, enemy types, weapons, and so forth. It's one of those sequels that is pretty much the same as almost the same as its original one, and I think I covered the original Starcrawlers here a while back. I'll have to take a look at it. Anyway, Cape is set to release on May 29th. It is a superhero-based turn-based tactical strategy game that appears to have at least some RPG elements. It has you playing superheroes in a world where the supervillains won, so you're basically having to go underground to do heroics. Cat Quest 3 is set to release on August 8th. It will target the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, as well as the Switch. Another entry into the Cat Quest series of cute role-playing games. It is set on the Caribbean archipelago and will include sailing elements. One Piece Odyssey is set to come to the Switch on July 26th. It will come with the DLC and the deluxe edition contents. It is a turn-based RPG that has been available on other platforms since last year based on the manga One Piece. Legend of Dionysus has been announced, although only a vague window of second quarter of 2024 has been set. It will be targeting the PC and will be an action Metroidvania with RPG elements set in a dark medieval fantasy realm. It'll have a 2.5D presentation for an otherwise open-world experience. Potionomics Masterwork Edition is set for release this fall. It'll target the PS5, the Xbox Series X/S, as well as the Switch. It will include all the updates and improvements to the PC version, along with new voice acting, a new gameplay mode, additional difficulty levels, and so forth. At the same time, the PC version will apparently get a free update. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been announced, the sequel to the historically based Kingdom Come Deliverance. It will be a medieval action RPG that picks up exactly where the last one left off. It'll target the PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X/S. I think I'll actually have to break down and finish the first one at this point. As far as actual releases go, No Rest for the Wicked saw its release. I'm so congested today. At least into early access. It is an action RPG set in the year 841, where the king has died. His arrogant son has acquired the crown, while a plague has begun to ravage the land. War Tales got a DLC called The Tavern Opens. It offers an option to run and manage a tavern, including customizing it, hiring employees, fixing up the menu, and so forth. Interesting content for a game that's otherwise about mercenaries. Anyway, Fate Samurai Remnant got its new DLC. Additional episodes 2, a Records Fragment Yagyu Sword Chronicles. Love the titles. It is included in the Season Pass, of course. Sword Art Online Last Recollection got a new DLC as well, called A Ritual of Bonds Volume 2. It includes new scenario content for several characters, a new dungeon, and new costumes for those characters. Dream Tactics Sites Dreams Tactics releases it sees its release. I don't know why I said Sites. It's probably because my script is all screwed up. Anyway, it's a Game Boy Advance tactical RPG with card battling mechanics, and it has you picking a party, gathering and assembling a deck, and facing hordes of pillows in turn-based combat to save a dream world. Koei Part 1 is a JRPG based on the Japanese language. It's one of those language learning RPGs. It combines traditional RPG elements and has you attempting to learn Japanese in order to play the game. It has you playing a high school exchange student sent to Japan, where you must learn the language and spend time with your homestay family. Zuzi Subdues Demons is a CRPG, admittedly a very brief-looking one, where you assemble a team of people to explore and take on various creatures. It is inspired control-wise by Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, although very much limited in scope. Chasm Crawl is a first-person action RPG adventure-style RPG. It features a miasma that has turned its inhabitants into hostile creatures, and you must explore the veil and the chasm within it to figure out how to stop things. Apartis, an old-school turn-based RPG. It has you exploring sorry, my cat was eating something. It has you exploring a realm, facing legendary enemies, gathering skills and unique abilities, as well as items, and has a crafting system. I should really edit this all out, but I like doing this in one take, or mostly one take. Anyway, finally, there is Crossing the Sands. It is a first-person, party-based dungeon crawler with a grid-based movement sequel to Enter the Inferno, which I covered just recently, and I really liked it, even though I did criticize it some. It was really good for what it was. This looks to be more of the same with some improvements, so there's that. On towards tabletop gaming news, Paizo announced a fair number of products connected to the War of the Immortals meta event. It looks like it will focus around a hardcover rulebook. Stop that. For Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which will introduce the Mythic rules, as well as a couple new classes. There will also be a hardcover setting book, Lost Omens, Divine Mysteries, as well as an adventure, Pray for Death. An entire adventure path, Curtain Call, will take characters from levels 11 to 20. And another one, Triumph of the Tusk, will take them from 3rd to 11th level. It looks like Wizards of the Coast president, Cynthia Williams, has resigned. Wow, what a shocker. I wonder exactly how much of that was very much encouraged by her colleagues. We will see. It looks like they are currently looking for somebody to step into her role. It'll be interesting to see if this improves Wizards of the Coast's fortunes at all. But with Hasbro leadership remaining in place as it is, I seriously doubt it, so we shall see. A lot of people are getting canned right now in various companies that made really weird decisions, and they're being replaced by people that would make the exact same decisions. So we're probably looking for another 4 to 5 years of whatever's going on right now. Moving onward to minor and PDF releases, we'll start with The Hobb's Nest. It is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition offering, a short adventure dealing with goblins that have been sighted in the tall trees around Hobb's Nest. Secrets of the Arcane is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition sourcebook that offers a number of new arcane spells as well as various new arcane theses. Frog God Games has the Sunstone Ado. It is an adventure where the sun just didn't rise after the revelry of a solstice masquerade, and now the heroes have to figure out what happened to it. It is available in 5th Edition, Castles and Crusades, and OSR versions. The Tomb of Joe the Wizard is a 5th Edition module designed for level 3 to 5 characters. It is designed around the tomb of a powerful mage named Joe. Ghost Pirates of Marion Bay is a 5th Edition adventure that features ghost pirates, a haunted ship, sea monsters, a cursed idol, and a treasure hunt. The Wagabu Chronicles 7th Era is a 5th Edition offering that focuses on an area including 12 subclasses, 33 new spells, dozens of magic items, and other customizations, in an Afro-fantasy style setting. Amethyst Revelations is a 5th Edition world setting which features a place where Cold Void seeks to enforce uniformity over everything. It includes new races, backgrounds, a few new classes, some archetypes, a history, some cybernetic angels, new technologies, as well as regions based on the real world. Silence of Stone Tree is a 5th Edition adventure that deals with the trading town of Stone Tree, where its inhabitants have suddenly become petrified around the characters once the sun sets. Picostrix Press has a couple of offerings for 5th Edition, but with system-neutral content as well. There's Mr. Person's Caravan of Wonders, as well as Tixa's Guide to the Korvac. I believe one's a guide to a caravan with a bunch of magic items. The other one is a guide to a playable species and similar creatures. Pirates Rules is available for 5th Edition. It includes additional rules that allow for maritime adventuring, including sailing vessels, infamy, scars and mutilations, naval combat, looting, and more. Kobold Press has Guide to the Labyrinth, an introduction to the world of A Labyrinth Through the Void. It includes information on heroes, villains, factions, as well as guidelines on walking the roads and pathways of the labyrinth in search of adventure and how to incorporate your own campaign into it. I guess it's a labyrinth that links all kinds of worlds. The Witch from Pet DM offers a Witch class for 5th Edition. There are unique subclasses, some potions, coven spells, new spells in general. Random Magic Item Generator offers a set of tables to use to generate magic weapons, armor, and other wearables for 5th Edition. It works in a similar way to various action RPG video games, basically like Diablo's Suffix and Affix type things. Mythological Items, a compendium for 5th Edition, offers a series of over 40 magic items ranging from uncommon to artifact, drawing inspiration from various legends and myths, and meant to be a sort of side addition to the mythological creatures offerings from the same developer. The Bacchanal is a Shadow Dark RPG gauntlet for level 0 characters where commoners seeking entry into a local adventurers guild have to participate in a set of games. Mars Press has a couple offerings for Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG. Each one is also available in print and is a collection of various deeds for use with the Mighty Deeds rule in that system. The first is Mighty Peasant Deeds, which offers several deeds suited for level 0 and low-level characters, as well as other peasants. And while the other is Blood and Thunder, the Ultimate Book of Mighty Deeds, which offers more serious martial events. Citadel of Serpents from Troll Godfather Press is an adventure for Monsters Monsters, a solo adventure, that is. It is meant to have the character outwit an undead sorcerer's queen from the ancient past. It looks like it was designed for the other rule set, which is no longer controlled by the same people, so that's kind of interesting. Anyway, you meet in a tavern, you die in a dungeon as a procedurally generated dungeon crawler where all of the characters are pretty much destined to die. It is a rules-light system meant to duplicate a sorted party game mentality for a quick one-shot RPG sessions. Andarask is a supplement for Dragon Ball, or Dragon Bane. Yeah, my voice-to-text always puts it as Dragon Ball. And I didn't catch it this time. Anyway, it details a single additional creature, a giant snail from the icy plains. Monte Cook Games has Cypher System Bestiary, a collection of creatures to be used with a Cypher System, of course. Elf King, The Hour of the Demon is a solo saga for Elf King the Immortal. It is available in print and is yet another offering in the full-length solo saga program adventures they've been offering lately. I need to get a review of like 3 or 4 of those up, but I got other reviews in the queue because I want to do something other than review Elf King for a while. So I've got like 2 or 3 other reviews in the queue, and I'm getting into reviewing video games as well. But anyway, I'll talk about that at the end. Lionborn Publishing has Inheritors. Core Rulebook is available in print, as well as offers a sword and sorcery style mix of tabletop RPG and skirmish gameplay. It focuses on having the players center most of the models, so you don't necessarily have to have a GM running things, etc. There's also a collection of adventures available for it, the Ashes of Amidia narrative campaign. Para, the role-playing game, is a personal horror tabletop RPG where you explore the paranormal world hidden in plain sight. New students at a college start to learn about their abilities and those of the others around them. Modifius has Achtung Cthulhu 2D20 starter set available as a PDF, and it offers introductory rules, sample characters, and the usual things associated with starter sets. Going Underground is available in print. It is a Rivers of London RPG scenario based on the novels by Ben Aronovic. Survive This, Greasers and Ghouls, is also available in print. And all of these are available in print on demand, so I guess if you need that particular thing set. As a tabletop role-playing game set in a small town in the 1950s where you play normal high school-age teens who encounter B-movie monsters lurking in the shadows. They Came From Classified is another offering, this time from Onyx Path Publishing, available in print. This is a version of They Came From, a story path system that focuses on super spies and special operatives. Capes Cyberpunk RPG, also available in print, is an alternate 2020 style setting using the Capers rules, where superhero or superpowered people function on behalf of the rise of the megacorporations. You play one of a handful of people who have been gifted with superpowers living outside the law. They also have an adventure book, Capers Cyberpunk Adventures, that offers a compilation of 7 standalone adventures. Wasted Earth is a post-apocalyptic RPG where you play a band living in a post-apocalyptic community. The settlement is actually shared between the players and sort of helps to embed the survivors in the world and offer them a common goal to build up. Finally, there is Paranoia, Citizen in Name Only, which is a mission for the Paranoia game system where the players divide into 2 troubleshooter teams that actually face off against one another as the narrative flips between them, so you're playing against yourself, in essence. So it's actually a neat concept. With that, let's take a look at crowdfunding campaigns. Remember that contributing to a crowdfunding campaign should be done only at your own risk. Doing so is no guarantee of receiving a product mentioned here is not an endorsement, but it is for informational purposes only. And this week there will be a few computer and console role-playing game and crowdfunding campaigns that caught my eye. We'll start with Runa, a turn-based computer RPG inspired by JRPG classics. It looks like it'll have both battles and social sim aspects as well as a sci-fi setting, or rather a science fantasy setting. Cosmic Cowboy will be a tactical turn-based space western inspired by the original Fallout games as well as XCOM. It has you playing a cowboy, a mercenary looking for the next big payday, as well as an AI companion acquiring some mysterious cargo which then embroils you in trouble. Patriotica, Shadow World, looks to be a turn-based RPG featuring comic art, and it looks like sussy comic art at that, but hey, let's focus on the content, not the assets. It looks like it'll be a traditional turn-based RPG where you explore New Haven and face off against various villains of the Patriotica universe. Look, I gotta include eye candy stuff in there anyway. Deck of Darkness Infernal Deaths looks to be a fantasy horror action RPG. Based on the tabletop game Deck of Darkness, it has you playing the role of an artifact hunter who is collecting magical relics. On towards tabletop crowdfunding, Nightfell looks to be a grim dark setting for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, featuring a realm ravaged by a cataclysmic event, putting the world into an unending night. Don't eat that. Okay, you're gonna get sick. She's eating a cord. And by sick, I mean you're gonna bust through it and you're gonna run like just mains AC through you, and that's gonna smell. So don't do that. Anyway, they are trying to fund a core manual that will give the lore details on the setting, as well as character options such as new ancestries and heritages, new class archetype, and new original classes. The Howling Gorge will be a 5th edition adventure for levels 3 to 5. It has them journeying to the Iron Spike Mountains, where they try to discover the legendary blade of a tormented warlord. I Fought the Boar, Monsters of Rock Volume 4, will be a 5th edition hunting simulator style adventure that can be used as a one-shot or drop-in where you track down a legendary boar. Captive looks to be both a 5th edition adventure as well as a set of books. The adventure module, at least, is suited for characters level 3 to 8, and it deals with characters in a supernatural prison. A Night in the Library will be a 5th edition adventure based on books. It will look like it'll include information on 6 spell books, 11 magic items, 4 monsters, and a list of 100 normal but exotically titled books. Whisper of the Sleepwalker will be a level 3 to 5 horror adventure for 5th edition. It looks like the party has returned from an attempt to free a Dreamweaver, only to have something accompanying them along into the waking world. Incandescence is a setting and player's guide as well as monster manual for 5th edition. It is a setting inspired by the Renaissance Italy as well as Golden Age Baghdad. It deals with magical books written in enchanted ink that can create pocket dimensions where their plots play out. It will be a 3-book set. Tekken's Journey Through the West looks to be both a player and game master compendium inspired by A Journey to the West, designed for 5th edition. Didn't I cover something like this already? Anyway, it will include a dozen new races, various subclasses, a large number of monsters, various new weapon properties, and so forth. Skies of Ralaborn will be a 5th edition source book and adventure designed to be a sandbox for air pirates. It will include 2 books, or 2 parts. The source material meant to improve the rules and introduce various new rule sets, as well as a sandbox adventure campaign that looks to be 5 chapters long with subquests and side quests. Eternal Judgment will be a 5th edition compatible adventure designed around demonic foes, dark plot lines, and various political machinations. There is a kingdom beset by fiendish plots where the players must investigate it and encounter and uncover things from the kingdom's past. Abyssal Terrors, Secrets of the Ocean will be a 5th edition compendium that details the various oceanic and eldritch horrors from beyond. It looks like it'll include various patrons, realms, subclasses, a bestiary of creatures, a group of magic items, and more. Bestiarium, Might and Madness, looks like it'll be a compendium of aberrations and monstrosities for 5th edition. It'll include 300 plus monster stat blocks, a new mythic phases system for boss battles, treasure awarding system, a new system for crafting magic items, new sonic power system, a new madness, and various other related support material. The Book of Brews looks like it'll be a brewing and drinking supplement for 5th edition. It will feature brewing and drinking mechanics, magical brews and items, as well as a 4-adventure set to make use of the rules. There will also be NPCs and taverns and festival events within. Amber Light will be getting a board game, but also a 5th edition sourcebook wrapped up into one crowdfunding campaign. Aside from the board game, which I'm not going to cover, the sourcebook and common campaign guide will give information on playing through various hex crawls inspired by the board game. Adventure Time, the role-playing game, will be a 5th edition based RPG set in the land of Ooh from the Cartoon Network Adventure Time series. This one will offer new mechanics, various subclasses, as well as an adventure arc. Campaign Builder, Dungeons and Ruins, will be an offering for Tales from the Valiant, as well as 5th edition, which will include a map portfolio useful for any fantasy game, pretty much, as well as 10 new monsters, some dungeoneering subclasses, various gear and magic items, traps and hazards, and so on. The Sword of Orias will be an old-school Essentials compatible module for levels 2 to 3 PCs. It'll be the first part of a trilogy meant to take characters to the expert level in search of mythical artifacts. Populated Hexes monthly. It looks to fund issue number 33, another entry into that long-running OSR zine. This one features artifacts and relics expanding on the prior issue's rule set for magic item creation and design. Fright Show Classics looks like it'll try to fund a pair of horror tabletop RPG adventures, Vengeance of Bathory and Pine Barrens Devils. They will be suited for the Fright Show Classics system from Yeti Spaghetti and Friends, which I've covered other things of in the past. Anyway, Fragmented Skies looks to be a high fantasy tabletop RPG with a feel of a JRPG world. It looks to be using a D20 compatible system with turn-based combat. Maggot Machine looks to be a RPG set in a lost world where you play a guild knight sent to retrieve forgotten and hidden treasures. Is written by the creator of SLA Industries and will feature a world of lost technology overrun by monsters. RMTGE intends to be a fantasy cyberpunk RPG. I guess it's supposed to be Armitage or something. Anyway, it looks like it'll be compatible with 5th edition and be set in a dystopian future that includes fantasy elements. Twisted Rust will be a tabletop RPG sourcebook detailing a post-apocalyptic mechanical wilderness where nature and machine have melded into one. Beyond Earth will be a set of 2 new action horror scenarios for Shadows Over Soul RPG, Mercurial Reign and the Cytherean Malignancy, one of which will feature an ultra-violent action horror scenario dealing with a team being hired by a madman to locate valuable records in a derelict space station. The other will detail the remains of a academic expedition meant to follow up after the discovery of tunnels clearly of unnatural origin on Venus. Finally, Hypersleep Terminated looks to be a GM-less space disaster RPG meant for zero play where you awaken from hypersleep to a computer telling you there's a problem while you really can't remember who you are or whatever. With that, we'll wrap things up here. This has been the RPG Crawler with my RPG News Roundup for April 20th, 2024. As always, links will be below. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you got any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribestar, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.